For the first time in centuries, the last god of Asgard, Thor, found peace. But it didn't last long. A storm came out of nowhere, and Mjolnir landed beside him. Thor had tried to lift the hammer, the one that should have been his, the one that should have led him on countless adventures, but he failed, just like he had in the past. Thor had failed when the masters of evil destroyed Asgard. Since that day, all he wanted was to be alone. But even in that, he failed. Mjolnir followed him everywhere, a constant reminder of his unworthiness and his failures. Thor, full of rage and frustration, struck Mjolnir until his fists bled. But then a voice spoke, telling him that anger was not the way to fight. It was doing more harm to him than to the hammer. Thor asked who it was, and the man replied, "I am Lei Kung, the Thunderer, guardian of Kunlun." Lei Kung asked if Thor had come seeking wisdom. Thor said no, he was seeking oblivion, but Lei Kung saw through the lie. He knew Thor was the god of thunder. Thor begged him not to call him that, saying he was now the god of nothing. The Thunderer said he was in the right place. Thor entered Kunlun, but found it in ruins. The mystical city had also fallen, and the only survivor was Lei Kung, the guardian of its ashes and keeper of a secret power. The invaders had forgotten one thing: you can't kill a dragon with fire. Behind the great doors lay Shou-Lao, the dragon whose heart gave birth to the Iron Fist. But at that moment, the power had no owner. Lei Kung offered this power to Thor, but Thor hesitated, feeling unworthy. Suddenly, Mjolnir nudged him, and Thor hit it in frustration. Lei Kung suggested that while Thor may not be worthy of the hammer, he could still handle other weapons. Thor asked if Lei Kung was going to train him. The Thunderer replied that the training had already begun. He instructed Thor to strike Mjolnir again. The hammer, made from the rock of creation, was strong enough to break worlds and gods. After 30 days and nights of relentless training, Thor's fists became as hard as the hammer. Another 30 days passed, and the hammer began to move, dodging Thor's blows as if it felt pain. It gave Thor more strength to keep striking, and soon the hammer stopped dodging and started to fight back. The Thunderer told Thor not to be afraid. It was the hammer that was scared, believing Thor was unworthy. Thor had to prove what kind of god he was. The Thunderer reminded him that Odinson wasn't just the god of storms, he was the god who strikes. Lei Kung asked Thor if, after all of this, he would wield Mjolnir again. Thor firmly said no. Suddenly, the Thunderer attacked Thor, explaining that this was part of the training. Beating a hammer didn't make him worthy of the Iron Fist after all. Lei Kung, the last guardian of Shou-Lao, was the final test. It was the Thunderer against the god of thunder. Thor, frustrated, asked him not to call him that, but what followed was a punch so powerful that it sent Lei Kung flying. Amazed, the Thunderer had never felt such a perfect strike. It was an honor, he said, and now Thor's path was clear. The dragon was dead, killed by their enemies. This meant Thor could not claim the Iron Fist, but the Thunderer had never intended for Thor to carry the fist of Kunlun. Instead, he trained Thor to use the weapons he was born with. His fist